Hello, dear student. This is Sunil Srivastava, an assistant professor at BPD University, Lucknow. In today's class, we are going to discuss a very important concept of .NET, that is polymorphism. So, in general terms, what is the meaning of polymorphism? Actually, polymorphism is made up of two words, that is poly and man, poly and morphs. So, poly means many and morph means form. So, that means if there is something which exists in different forms, that is called the polymorphism. So, in programming terms, in C sharp, the polymorphism can be of two types, that is compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism can, as it is clear by its name, takes place at the time of compilation, while runtime polymorphism takes place at the time of execution of the program. So let's first understand what is compile time polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism in C sharp and in many languages is implemented in two ways, that is method overloading and method overriding. So in method overloading, a program is having a number of methods with the same name but different signatures. Now I'll ask you, what is the signature? Actually, the signature is the number and types of arguments that a method is having. Okay, like suppose you are having a method in int add, and is having two arguments, that is of type integer int a int b, and there is one more method in the same class int add with the name add and having three arguments int a int b and int c. So that means this is an example of method overloading. So in method overloading, we overload the operator to change the signature that it is taking. On the other hand, we have the operator overloading, which can be implemented, which is a part of compile time polymorphism. But first, let's see why it is called the method overloading. It's called a compile time polymorphism actually. The compiler at the time of compilation checks for the appropriate version of the function which is to be called on the basis of the method call, right? So when the method names are same, compiler gets confused which version of the function is to be called. So compiler decides the method call on the basis of the signature. Signature means the number and types of arguments. So compiler decides which version of the function is to be called on the basis of the number and types of arguments. And as this process takes place at the time of compilation, that's why this is called the static linking or compile time polymorphism. A compile time polymorphism can be implemented in by operator overloading as well. You know what is operator overloading? Actually, in operator overloading, an operator is overloaded to give some extra burden. That is a simple thing. Let's take an example. You are having an operator binary plus that is used to add to integer type to float type of variables to double type of variables. But if you want your, because as you know, we have two types of there are two types of types, that is built-in types and user defined types. So by default, this plus or binary plus operator can add two built-in types, that is integer, float, with double types of values. But if you want this plus operator uh, to have the functionality of adding two user defined types, you have to overload this operator so that it can add two objects as well. This is a very important concept of object oriented programming. That what is actually the essence of the object oriented programming is, through object oriented programming, we want our types, that is the user defined types, to behave in a similar way as the built-in types behave. That is the overall objective of object oriented programming. So but by operator overloading, we can implement this concept of object oriented programming. There is one more example of operator overloading, in which we have again with this binary plus operator. When we use it with two integer types of float type or double type of values, we get a result of the same type, integer or double or float type. But when you add two string type of values using this operator, The operation that is performed on the strings is called the concatenation. So here that you there you can see that this plus binary plus operator not only adds two numeric values but also performs addition on two string type of values, which is known as concatenation. So that means here the plus operator has been overloaded to perform the operation of concatenation. So that was all about, and this process takes place at the time of compilation itself. So that is why it is known as the static linking and compile time polymorphism. So that is all about compile time polymorphism. In the next lecture, we'll see what is runtime polymorphism and how it can be implemented in C sharp. Thanks for watching.